All right. So what sport did you do growing up?
Good question. So back in my school days, I wasn't very sporty in the day. So I did rugby union, played soccer.
What position do you play rugby?
I was in the forward, second row.
Yeah.
So, which was great. And I went to a state school, which is unusual. I know over in Australia, in state schools, they don't play rugby union. It's only in the GPS and private schools. So we're very fortunate where I was that we got to play it. Also played soccer, which I was a forward, a striker. I wasn't very good. Not good at all, but still just had fun with it. And then I played some cricket as well.
Oh.
And with my cricket, I was more of a bowler than a batsman.
Yeah. Okay. So you didn't do any like track work. You didn't do any running, anything like that, cycling.
Only so like probably I did some athletics when I was younger, but that was only for school. And when I was at school, I was in the senior school. It was just a case I got put into all these events on the same day. It was 1500 meters, 800 meters, long jump, high jump, and I was terrible at all of them. Just had nothing. Yeah, just couldn't do nothing for it. So, and something that it was fun at the time, but probably what happened after them sort of things, I went more towards the gym environment, doing weight training and strength training.
Yeah. Okay. So how did the triathlon start?
Yeah, so that started back when I moved in Australia in 2002. I didn't get into triathlon until about 2007, around that time, and that was through Hamish.
So you're out here, you started as a chef out here, you're a trained chef, and that's how you came out to Australia?
Correct, yeah.
So you're working as a chef?
Yeah.
What were some of the restaurants you worked at again?
Yeah, so I was executive chef at Circa Restaurant, which was in the city, and then I moved over to Era Bistro as again executive chef again, and then I decided to move on to different things.
And that's personal training?
Yeah.
Straight into personal training from there?
Yeah, so while I was working at Era, I educated myself on my days off. Went to college and then got my certificates that way, and then made the break and swapped over.
Right, so you were a personal trainer before the triathlons?
Yes.
And so you're in personal training, doing gym.
Yeah.
Like you said, you had a bit of the gym background anyway.
Yeah.
And then, so were you training Hamish or?
Yes.
Oh yeah?
Absolutely, yes. And it was quite funny. He was telling me, he goes, I'm doing this triathlon on the weekends. I said, okay, cool. Tell me about that. And tell me what it was. I heard about it, but I didn't really have much to do with it at all. And told me, it's a swim, bike, run up in Caloundra. I said, okay, cool, great. And then he goes, you should come to the next one. I said, freaking yeah, great idea. I'll give it a go. I had a bike then as well, so it wasn't so bad. And it just escalated from there.
Is that the Caloundra, the Gatorade series? Or?
Yeah, Gatorade.
Was it the Gatorade series then? Or?
Yes, same thing. Yeah, QDS series. So my first race was down at Raby Bay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so how long did it take? So how many races did you do before you started thinking about being a triathlon coach?
Good question, hey? Geez, I reckon that's probably 15 to 20 races.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so I did a couple of new.
So it was literally you were just doing it for fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you were training in the gym. You were working as a PT, and then you just thought, right, it just.
Where it came from actually as well. I went over with Dan Atkins training. I did some work with him, and then I looked at him and he's obviously a great coach because he's an Australian coach now, and it's something that I said, look, I'd like to give that a crack, And then I looked into it through Triathlon Queensland's, and then made my way, got my coaching certificate, and then moved into that field of expertise as well because I really enjoyed it. So
So going back to when you came out to Australia, why did you come out to Australia? Why'd you? I mean, apart from we all know why you live in Australia, but why did you come out? Like, it's a big thing to leave family and friends and all that kind of stuff.
No, absolutely, and I came here for lifestyle.
Yeah.
End of the day, I was a chef back in the UK in a Michelin-star restaurant, working absolutely crazy hours, 80, 90 hours a week. And I thought there's got to be something better out there. I did my travelling time before that as well. Like I spent a couple of stints in Australia on a work visa, and then just some travelling stuff as well. And then I decided, after my last stint in Australia, I moved back to England, and then I decided to emigrate straight away then.
Yeah, right. Was that a hard process then, or?
Yeah, because look, I had to go and work for another 2 to 3 years to get my points up, and then I got an agent to work for me to get my permanent residency. And then once my paperwork in, I didn't hear nothing for a year.
Yeah.
So your life's in limbo for a year, and then they say, "Yep, you're in. You've got 6 months to get there."
Yeah. Did you have to have a certain amount of money to come out, or like was there a certain? Did you have to have a job lined up?
No. So they got it pretty good over here. Like I totally agree with what they did. They said the first 2 years you're in Australia, you can't claim any benefits, and so you can't go to dole, sick benefits, etc. You can get Medicare, which is great, but otherwise, you have to go straight into work.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, we're a personal training coach. You're a PT, and you're a triathlon coach now.
Yeah.
Did you start up the Pursue business as soon as you started doing your coaching, or is that something that evolved as well?
It probably evolved more as well. So like I was based at Fitness First Lutwyche, and then people I was talking to in the gym, there was no triathlon clubs around the area, so I started Pursue up in Lutwyche.
Right.
So we used to do the swimming in the pool there.
At the gym?
Yeah, at the gym,
right.
and we used to run out from the gym and do all the work around there. So
okay.
And it just evolved. There was only 2 or 3 of us where we first started.
Yeah.
Just grows from there.
Yeah. There's no great story behind the Pursue name. You just liked it.
It comes from my PT name. So
so you had that.
Absolutely.
PT,
So Pursue personal training, which is something when I went into that sort of business, it means chasing, like chase something. So and that's something that my clientele back in 2007, there were more corporates, high-end market where they chase their goals.
Yeah.
That's something I wanted to. And that's why the name came out of that. Pursue.
Yeah. Okay. And so I've asked you this a couple of times, but you don't do any cooking now.
Only at home.
Do you say you do a little bit?
Yeah.
Do you cook like you used to cook?
No.
Or it's just
simple food, but done well.
Okay. All right. So we've got Pursue set up. We're a PT, and we've got Pursue. What does your week look like now? What's the difference between your triathlon coaching and your PT work, and in the gym?
Yeah, so if I take you back to my PT days, I used to do anything from 50 to 70 sessions a week.
Right.
So big hours.
All classes and stuff, spin classes.
Yeah, everything just added up, and it was a big long week, and it took me back to where my chefing days. So when I was working stupid hours at the end of the day. So then once I got Pursue up, the triathlon club running up as well, it's limited hours. It's only from 5 till 6 really, where I've got to work a bit.
Yeah.
And then I could limit my hours a bit more in the gym. Right. So now I only top myself to be about 20 to 25 PT sessions a week, so I'd rather do quality more than quantity, and then concentrate more on the coaching.
Right. And that's an evolving thing. So do you want to be like a full-time triathlon coach?
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's constantly evolving. Yeah. So let's talk about your triathlon career then. Okay, so because you're just about to come up to the next one is your 11th Ironman.
Yeah.
So you've done 10 Ironman. So what's that? A 10 Ironman is a legend or something?
They call you a legend.
They call you a legend. Yeah. Okay. So that's a pretty massive thing.
Yeah.
What about talk to us about some of those Ironman races, especially where it started, and what that has evolved into.
Yeah, it's great. So my first one is my 40th birthday year.
Right.
So I went to the Tour de France that year with Hamish, my best mate, and we rode the mountains over there. And Reece was involved around the area as well then, Reece Armstrong, and we just talked about the Ironman, because we've done a few halves as well. We used to do the one down at we've done one at Yeppoon, and also there used to be one down on the Gold Coast, Calypso Bay, which is gone now. And I said, let's go and do a freaking Ironman, blah, blah, blah. And I said, and then being as I am, I just went back that day, pulled the trigger and done it.
Right.
Just signed up straight away.
Had Hamish and Reece done
No.
No. So all three of you did it the first one.
The first one together.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
that's stunning.
Yeah. So, and then I told them guys, and they just went and registered straight away as well.
Yeah. And how much lead-in do you had for it?
Look, we planned that one pretty well. So we gave, in them days, it used to sell out within about a year in advance.
Okay.
So once it opened up, we registered straight away. So about a year would lead up. So that's why it worked out well. Because went to France to do, obviously the bike strength over there was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And then we bought a 20-week program, which Hamish used as well, and Reese as well. And then we just straight into that. So we actually bought a program and just followed it straight into our first Ironman.
Yeah. Okay. Where'd you get that from? Who'd you buy it?
Iron Guides.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you ever look back at it and go, shouldn't have done that, or should have?
No way, no, it's great.
It's
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I always agree, like if you haven't got a program to follow, you're just guessing in the day.
Yeah, no, but have you looked back at that program and gone, oh, I wouldn't do this thing now, or was there sessions there?
Oh, look, I still take some of them sessions there. I mean, I love some of the sessions in there. They're so good. So good.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then, okay, here's an interesting one. Let's talk about, so we've done 10 Ironman. Let's talk about Cairns, because that was the first one that you didn't finish.
Yeah.
How was that for you to do?
Yeah, so look, I mean, I tried to back up from Port Macquarie.
Yeah, which is only 5 weeks early.
5 weeks early, yeah, and I had a great lead in. So if we go to Port, I had a great lead in for that 16 to 18 weeks in, really, really solid. And then I had to go back to the UK, and then fly back a couple of days before a race that's Port Macquarie, which probably wasn't the greatest thing to do. And then I'm after Port Max, I wasn't happy with my time now. I knew I could go better because of the training I had done behind me. And then I just decided to gave myself a week. I spoke to my coach, Scotty, and he says, just have a good think about it first of all before you do it. And I talked to him again, and then I pulled the trigger, and then started okay for a little bit. So the program wasn't as heavy. It was just trying to keep the fitness there because I had it there. And then I just got really sick. And then 2 weeks out, and I never shifted.
Yeah.
And then even the night before the race, I was still coughing and sputtering. And I know Margot's dad, my partner, her dad's a doctor, and he says you just got to be so careful when you race because the pressure on your heart. And showing that I didn't have a good day, and then after the bike, I decided to pull out the race just for my own health.
Yeah. Was that hard to do?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
How do you feel about it now? Like looking back on it now, and
I made the right decision.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Do you think that makes you? Do you think that helps your coaching?
I think so. I think 'cause I failed. Like I look at myself and I think I failed.
Right.
Myself because
Really?
I don't like failing.
Yeah.
Which, I think all of us are like that. But there's something that.
We just talked about the circumstances. You still feel that?
Yeah, but I live with it now. I don't regret what I did. Right. No, not a chance. Because if I go back onto the bike where I was going to that lap into Port Douglas and I had nothing at all on me. And I knew I had a decision then. Do I stop at Port Douglas, which is 60, 70, 80 k's away, and to get back to Cairns? And my thought there was going, how am I going to get back to Cairns? Yeah, right. So I just got myself back to Cairns and then straight into the medical tent, finished.
And that was it.
Yeah.
So the other thing I wouldn't mind talking about is your leg. So I've mentioned this to you a couple of times, but every time I run behind you, it hurts me to look at you run. So can you tell us how that happened? And
yeah. Okay, so I was 17 years old, young kid.
I didn't realise you were that young.
Yeah, no, young boy. So I was coming home from TAFE, and what happened was I was on the motorbike, obviously. I was coming down the road, and what happened? A car pulled out of a servo, and the car behind it overtook it and smacked me head on.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and I just
nothing you can do.
Nowhere to go.
Yeah. And what was the exact damage to the?
Yeah, so tib and fib, lower limb, compound fracture of the femur, which was just, I still got it's still got holes. Because, all the pins are out of my legs now, thank God, because I was still so young, and also pelvis.
And how long was that recovery like just to get back to walking?
Yeah, no, I was 4 months bedridden.
Bedridden
For 4 months, yeah.
And then, like, it must have been another 6 to 12 months.
Yeah, 6 to 12 months after that to get back.
Physio.
Yeah.
Learning to walk again.
Yeah.
That hasn't stopped you from doing anything, obviously.
No, but it's one of the things like I'm very lucky to have my leg.
Yeah.
Yeah. The doctors have said that to me, so they were ready to take it off. Yeah. It was ready to go, but they saved it, thank God. And it's something the doctor said to me, you'll never be able to run again. And then from that day, when somebody says you can't do something, I'll try and do it.
So, you run with a bit of a limp and all that kind of stuff, but does it actually hurt?
No.
Or you don't feel it anymore, it's just something that you
it's
learn to live with.
So my leg's probably about an inch plus shorter on my bad on the side because all the bones were gone, etc. So, and it's something that I've seen a chiro. My spine's still in very good shape. My body's adjusted very well because I was fit and I was young. And my body's just adapted to where it is now. I get no pains. I'm very lucky.
That amazes me, just like watching you run sometimes.
Yeah.
It just looks like you're in pain.
No. Maybe about 30k mark.
Yeah, no, apart from that. Okay, so let's talk about Pursue then. So, the Pursue Club, we don't have to go into some of the ins and outs of what's happened, and we don't need to talk about that, but like, what do you want Pursue to be? Like, what are you happy where it's at now? Is it something you want to keep building?
Yeah,
like,
look.
Where do you talked about wanting to be a full-time coach? Like,
yeah, and it's something that's I never ever wanted to be a big club. I just don't want to be that. It's just it loses that personal touch.
You want to know everyone.
Absolutely. Every person that comes to my swim session, I know their name, what they are, what their goals are, etc. And I think it's very important. So. But where do I want it to go? I just wanted to be a premier club, one of the best clubs in Brisbane and Australia.
You seem to have found a little niche in the everyone, the 40 to 45 age group,
yes.
The midlife crisis club.
Yep.
So you found a niche there. Is that something that, like, you're happy to continue that sort of members coming in, or do you want to expand it a bit more into younger? Or
yeah, look, I think it's a case where that's probably the biggest market.
Yeah.
End of the day.
Yeah.
When it comes to that midlife crisis time, and it's a good opportunity instead of driving a fast car, go and do a triathlon.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic, but I think also like with the beginners programs we got at Pursue, which is. We're one of the first people in Brisbane to do that, and it's very happy the way they go as well. So it's a good intro into and they come into, like, a good intro into what it's about, and then they can still keep going into the club and grow through that.
Yeah. So. And I suppose a lot of it's word of mouth anyway. So
absolutely,
you're going to get the same sort of people.
Yeah. I mean, word of mouth's the best thing ever.
Yeah. So what about your own triathlon career? I mean, because we just had the Sunshine Coast 70.3, and you talked a couple of times about how much you enjoyed that without racing it yourself. How do you think your career is going to go? I mean, I know you're so close to that 12 races for Ironman.
Yeah, so I set myself a goal because I'm blatantly honest that I'll probably never ever qualify for Kona with my ability. Just the way I am, it's just the way it is. So I decided to go the legacy spot, flick through that way with the 12 plus. But once I've done Kona, Ironman's gone. I won't race full distance, but the next one will be an Ultraman.
So no more Ironman, that's it. But I'm going to go for 3-day events.
Yeah, 3-day event, just once though. Just once, and there's something that excites me a lot. It scares the hell out of me.
Yeah.
But it's something I think it's next level.
Yeah, absolutely. You could qualify for that easy, can't
you? Yeah, absolutely.
Once you've done like an Ironman, you
pretty much get into it. Yeah.
Okay. What about other triathlon races? Would you knock it back down to doing some halves? Would you do some sprint distances or?
Yeah, more halves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the half distance. Yeah. That's really, really comfortable. I mean, you can obviously get some good speed up, but the recovery is good, really good.
Yeah.
It doesn't take 3 months after an Ironman. You can actually, a couple of weeks, you can start to feel good again and start getting back into training.
And plus, we're pretty lucky with having some pretty good local ones.
Absolutely.
Sunshine Coast, you know.
Yeah.
Tweed.
Yes, all the local events is around, so.
Yeah, cool.
And that's something there I like to focus more on there.
Is there anything else you want to talk about?
No, I think so.
Okay.
We're all good.
Alright, good. Well, that's it. That's all the questions I have for you.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Done.
Happy with that?
Where the beers?
Yeah.